Oh, yeah. You see it? Them can't hide.
Right now, I'm tired for drive around, you know. Johnson, that boy ain't dead yet.
Negative, Sarge. The boy you're trying your fuck.
You know, man now have the whole day, you know. Make a rush him, yes, sir.
What you sow, so you shall reap. Blood is on your hand, oh Lord. And the cries reach up to Zion. You can't wash it off in no river. Judgment soon deliver. Blood is on your hand.
They drove back in silence. The same white Axio they left in, now crawling through the city like it carrying death in the trunk. Not a word passed between them. Junior in the front seat, Judas in the back, Rankin behind the wheel, keeping steady. But even he could feel the shift. They had done what they came to do, but not how it was supposed to go. The mission was supposed to be simple. Get the money, no bodies, no heat, no fuck-ups. Chong wasn't supposed to die, but Junior lost focus, took his eyes off the man. Gave him just enough time to try reach for his gun. Judas had to act. 3 shots. Chest, chest, head. Law Chong never made it to the drawer. Judas didn't flinch. He just told Junior to grab the second suitcase. Each had 300 million inside, but Junior froze. The body, the blood, the suddenness of it all. It hit him like a gunshot. He grabbed one case, then panicked. He dropped it, turned and ran like his life depended on it. Rankin was already waiting in the car. They left the scene with just one case. Now time to face Demus, who gave strict orders. Don't lay a finger on Chong. At Demus's spot, the energy dropped the second they stepped out. He could feel something went wrong. What happened? He snapped. Judas answered. Chong pulled on us. I had to kill him. Demus's face went stone. The silence was deadly. He grabbed Judas by the throat, shoved him against the car.
Take the fucking money, don't kill a soul. How the fuck gonna fuck up?
Judas replied.
Demus, like I'm a fucking shirt, brother. Chunga suck him dead mama. Pussy try dragon off a man. What man do for do?
Demus let go and asked.
So at the door case them wanna grab, right?
Judas replied.
Jano, I want a loan could I get for grabbing a gun, man.
Demus' eyes narrowed. Judas never told him Junior left the second case behind. He then told them to get rid of the clothes and scrap the vehicle. Drop it off at Bento, the man who buys stolen vehicles cheap. Scrap them for parts to sell at his auto parts shop, and sometimes cut up the frames and sell as scrap metal or just dump it. No need to ask, business was booming. By 7 p.m., the news about Law Chong's murder made headlines. But what Mrs. Chong told the media and police was a bit different from what happened. According to Mrs. Chong, the 2 men took 38,000 USD and jewelry. No mention of the 300 million. No mention of the second suitcase. Although that was expected, Mrs. Chong would never let the media know her husband was killed over dirty money. What about the second case? Is it with Mrs. Chong? The politician watched on as he wondered to himself. So did Demus at his base. Demus listened without saying a single word. Then the Prime Minister spoke.
We will find them, and we are serious about this. This point must be driven home to all those who are of a criminal intent. We will meet your persistence with our commitment. We will overcome organized criminal enterprises in Jamaica. We will find them.
The room was quiet, but every man inside heard it loud. Junior stood still, trying to hide the sudden aching bad feeling in his gut, while Judas, arms folded, same dead stare. In an air-conditioned room at Parliament, the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, the police commissioner, and 7 key MPs gathered for an emergency meeting. The man who gave the order to Demus sat quietly in the back. On the wall, A video clip from Jamaica, the white Axio, entering the St. Martin entrance of a gate community. Caribbean Estate, the commissioner said. That's the community where the car entered. Cameras lost it after that. Caribbean Estate, a gated middle-class community. No Don had any kind of influence there, but they knew one man had a spot there, and they all knew who that was. Your boy is getting reckless, an opposition MP whispered to the man in the room. Get him in line, or we will. That wasn't a threat, that was an order. The politician called Demus that same night.
Boss man, what the word now?
The politician replied.
Demus, you and your boys fucked up. And now government want bodies. I told you not to lay a finger on Chong, much less to kill him. You and your boys messed up big time. So you're gonna have to let me know the whereabouts of those 3 men. Please, Demus, it's either those 3 men or you. And remember, Demus, the police is coming to kill. So I don't think you have much of a choice. Give up those 3 shooters.
Demus didn't like that threat, but he knew that was coming from higher heads. So he calmly replied,
Tomorrow morning, me get a location for them, man.
Good. What about the money? I'll have my guys pick it up later tonight.
Demus coldly replied,
The only fucking thing you get for know the name of the shooter them. Until you clear my name, you not get a fucking case.
Demus made a decision that night. He wasn't going to give up Judas. Too loyal, too valuable, and Junior, that was like Judas's little brother. He didn't mind throwing Junior to his grave, but that's not something Judas would like. So he picked 3 other names, men who he saw as disposable. In other words, their lives meant shit. They could easily be replaced.
Somebody have to die. Yeah. Me no talk long, me let the metal speak. Sugar squeeze sweet like melody in a beat.
Hello, good day. Yes, Sir Rice, this is Jackson. I want you to tell the Chief Guts I have the names of the shooters onto their current location. So if you want to get them, you need to get Bailey and the boys to act fast.
1 hour and 49 minutes after that phone call ended. A blacked-out SUV pulled into a narrow lane in a garrison most people forgot about. In the back seat sat Bailey, a cold, silent police hitman, rumored to have killed over 30 gunmen in the past 5 years. He wasn't coming to arrest anybody. He came to execute. 3 names, 1 address. That's all he needed. As he stepped out, his officers spread out. No warning. They reached the tenement yard where the 3 men were said to be located. As they entered, an elderly woman was seen washing clothes by a basin. Bailey looked at her and said calmly,
Mommy, keep quiet. Don't make a sound.
They moved quietly around the side of the house. Johnson whispered,
Stand still, stand still, stand still. Sarge, said the boy then there.
Bailey didn't waste a second. He switched his rifle to burst fire, raised it, and barked. Police! One of the men ran, pulled a gun, fired 2 shots in the direction of Bailey, but the squad was sharp. Before he could fire another, he dropped. Several hit him in the foot and 1 in the chest. Bailey then walked over to the man on the ground, stood over him, stepped on the man's back to pin him down, as if the man could even move. Then he rested the muzzle of the gun on the back of the man's head.
Hey boy, you don't know enough to shoot out for police.
The man's body immediately stopped jerking. The other 2 froze. Bailey walked straight up to them, grabbed one by the shirt, then yelled to another officer.
Yo, bring the next one, come.
The other cops remained outside with the woman.
Dirty stinking man that touch me.
In the house, Bailey looked at the 2 men and said,
Now me have one fucking question. Who stand on the Law Chong yard and who are the shooter?
The men started mumbling nervously.
The general, man, know not low that. And then what you talk about?
Saying I know not go to 38,000 US, the jury, or who killed Chong.
No, I'm a general.
Let me see how we have another bug there.
Blood clad Sarge. A gun the boy have?
Officer, you know, say I find it and say me a hold on pan it.
Oh, say like hold on pan things. We'll hold on one day now.
Bailey then looked at the next man and said headshot or belly. The man shook so hard. Well, not a man, but a young man. The young man shook so hard, his piss ran down his leg. Bailey reached into his vest, took out a gun, and placed it on the floor. "Pick it up." The young man hesitated. Another officer slammed him in the ribs.
Back, boy, you're left for pick up the gun.
He bent. His brains painted Bailey's boots.
Sight coyote, birds of a feather, dead together.
The morning news report on the killings.
Police have confirmed the fatal shooting of 3 men in an early morning operation in Kingston's inner city. 2 died on the spot, and 1 was said to have died while being transported to the hospital. The deceased have been identified as 18-year-old Keyshawn Davis, also known as Creep, 24-year-old Ray J. Cullen, also known as Last Breath, and 17-year-old Ramon Mitchell, also known as Papa.
The woman in the yard was arrested, unclear if charged. Community members protested that the men were executed in cold blood. But outside that ghetto, nobody cared. Social media loved the headline. 3 men killed in early morning shootout. Suspects in the Chong murder. The killings have sparked outrage among some residents who accuse the police of using deadly force without justification. Comment sections exploded. Good, clean them out. Same people who hide gunmen always want to cry. Where was the protest when the teacher got killed? The truth never mattered. Only the headline did. 2 a.m. the next morning. 2 police met with Demus and collected the money. Not a portion, not a cut, but all of it. The slip-up was on Demus. He got nothing. Or maybe that's what the politician wants, but did Demus abide? When the suitcase arrived, the politician couldn't even count the money himself. 300 million was a lot of cash to check off. He brought in his personal friend, a trusted financial advisor and private accountant, and with that, they counted. But when the final count came in, it was off. 220 million. No more, no less. The man expected 300. Without hesitation, he picked up the phone and called Demus.
Mary. Goddamn with me sure, man. Man, where I go on?
Demus, your guys messed up things. I told you your shares off the table.
Yo, you're like you had something wrong with you. You really expect me not for pellet nothing? Big man, we collect for labor costs and operation costs. What's the thing a trace soldier fin her life about pay for?
Demus, stop. You weren't supposed to take any. What you went ahead and did. But why so much?
You community need to eat too, and I just see our friend them alone.
But Demus, here to million? Really? Here to million? I have people waiting, campaign commitments, and I can't deliver excuses. No man, Demus, 8 million is too much, man.
That's when it hit Demus. He had taken 40 million for himself, or as he calls it, operation and labor cost. But 40 million for himself. The politician should have gotten 260, but now he's saying he only got 220, so what the fuck happened to the other 40 million?
Demus, you're not hearing me?
We aren't gonna lie down with your wife, man. Look more.
He sat there in silence. No movement, no rage. Just the weight of $40 million missing, and only 3 men who touched that case. Rankin, Junior, Judas. One of them took it. Or maybe they all did. But one thing was certain. He wanted his money.
Yeah.
Come on, a big body. You can use merely sisters.
Them say killer move in silence. Well, step light, must tight, no sound when me slide.
The next morning, Junior and Judas pulled up at Tanya in a silver Toyota Fielder, the kind that still smelled like fresh plastic inside. Junior stepped out of the car just as Tanya came outside, their son walking beside her. She looked at Junior, then at Judas in the front seat. Tanya rolled her eyes. She never liked the influence he had on Junior. She tolerated him, but that was it. Judas leaned his head out the window and grinned. Wagwan Tantan, she replied. You've tell me. She opened the door, stepped in the vehicle, then off they went for the river. The bamboo raft floated slowly down the river. Tanya sat on one side with her legs in the water, laughing as she splashed Junior, who was sitting close beside her. Their son, little Tajay, wasn't in her arms anymore. Judas had him now. He sat cross-legged at the front of the raft, baby on his lap. For once, Judas was calm, almost gentle. No jokes, no wild energy. Just him and the child floating in silence. Clear water, cool breeze, a slice of heaven. But deep down, all of them knew. Heaven never lasts long when hell waiting on the other side.
Mr. Death, Mr. Death. What you gonna do when Mr. Dead come for you? Blue light flash and them kick down door too. No time for plead, them already know you. Run if you're bad, but the dogs them know you. Heard your boss shot, now the street get hot. Informer chat, now the block get locked. 12 roll deep in a unmarked van. Them say come out now, you the wanted man.